if we drop here, buy Bitcoin. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about a historical pattern that is playing out right now on the Bitcoin chart that gives us the next major level that we may see Bitcoin drop down toward. As you know, Bitcoin has been in a major corrective movement ever since about March the 13th. So far, we've dropped down to below $60,000, trading right there in that range. Today, I'm going to talk to you about why $47,000 is a level that Bitcoin could eventually drop down towards. And if Bitcoin does drop that low, today I'll explain to you exactly what we ought to do to ensure that we are building wealth in this bull market. If you want to learn more about how to build wealth in the cryptocurrency space, then you found the right video. So without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Today's video is brought to you by none other than NordVPN. You've probably heard of them before, but really quickly, NordVPN helps you to stay private, secure, and safe while you browse online. They do this by shrouding your IP address and making you invisible while you browse so that hackers and thieves and governments and all kinds of pesky perverts can't figure out who you are, where you're going, and what you're doing. One of the best ways to avoid getting hacked is to avoid detection in the first place, and NordVPN is going to make that possible for the low price of under $200 for a 2-year plan. So make sure to go to nordvpn.com/Jeb, sign up for a 2-year plan today. But let's get started. I want to look at the last bear market on Bitcoin, and it shows up right here. As you can see, the bear market followed a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott impulse wave structure. We had our first impulse wave where Bitcoin would drop from $69,000 in November of 2021, 50% over the course of 75 days. That was our first wave. Our second wave was a corrective movement to the upside, and we would set $47,000 to $48,000 as our local resistance. From there, the second impulse wave and the third wave in total would begin, and Bitcoin would drop from $47,000 all the way down to $18,000, a 63% movement. After that drop, Bitcoin would rally in the fourth wave, the second corrective wave against the primary trend, which is a primary downtrend. I know we're getting technical, but bear with me. This will all make sense in a second. We bounced and rallied up to $25,236, which is a number that our subscribers have heard a lot over the last 2 years. After that, we finished off the bear market with one final crash all the way down to about $15,500, where Bitcoin would drop another 40%. This level that Bitcoin rallied up to on the second of the corrective waves that was going against the primary downtrend ended up being critical market structure. $25,236 ended up being strong resistance that we would hit here just after Valentine's Day last year, and we would also use $25,236 as floor market structure that Bitcoin would drop down towards over the course of over 6 months before springboarding into the bull market that we've seen as of recently. Now, I highly doubt that Bitcoin is going to drop from $60,000, where it is right now, all the way down 57% to $25,236 in the middle of a bull market. But what is a fact is that Bitcoin has a track record of dropping up to 40% in the middle of an otherwise extremely healthy bull market. And these pullbacks are actually one of the most healthy things that Bitcoin can do for itself. Dropping between 20 and 40% allows the bulls to reset as we are preparing for the next wave. So coming back to this chart, that leaves us with the number 2 wave, the second wave in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Elliott impulse wave formation, and the first major recovery during the last bull market. Bitcoin would rally up towards $47,853. In the same way that Bitcoin far surpassed $25,000, rallying to $32,000 and then fell back down to $25,000, it's my prediction that Bitcoin may be able to fall all the way back down to $47,853 before bouncing and rallying even higher. If Bitcoin were to do this, it would be a grand total of a 34% corrective movement, which is standard for bull markets, and it would cause the altcoins to flash crash through the floor. Solana would likely go below $90. Ethereum would probably jump down to at least $2,000, if not lower. Cardano could go down to 30 to 35 cents. Remember, this is all worst case scenario, but my point is, if it were to occur, it would actually be a great buying opportunity for all of us investors. This is also the region where the visible range volume profile starts to actually give us strong support. There's not much support up above $50,000, but right around $47,000 to $50,000, there starts to become a lot of VRVP support that Bitcoin could find support on should we need to go into a corrective movement. On top of that, Fibonacci retracement on the logarithmic chart also gives us the 0.786 level at almost exactly 50K, giving us an ultimate support range of between $47,853 and $50,000, as you can see right here. Why do I bring up how low Bitcoin could go and how we would get there? As an antidote to your fear and as a solution for your peace. You see, what I have learned about anxiety and fear is that oftentimes the way that it is becomes easier to swallow the thing that we're afraid of is by going to the worst case scenario and accepting it. If we go to the worst case scenario that we're in a bull market, which means we're probably not going to drop more than 40%, we may drop 35%. Here's a level that would make sense for us to drop to. And then we swallow that and say, okay, it's kind of hard. I'd lose 35% on paper. But if I've got my finances in order, I've got the ability to put more money into the market. I've got the ability to buy the dip. That makes it easier for me to get one more coin. That makes it easier for me to load up more altcoin bags to make more money as the bull market progresses. It ends up becoming something that we can actually hope for. We can hope that Bitcoin drops down to $47,000, and it doesn't have to be a fearful thing. Now, the point of this video is not a price prediction. That's why that's not in the title. This is simply a scenario that can play out, and it's one of the worst case scenarios for Bitcoin right now. And I give it to you as a gift so that you can understand that even if Bitcoin does continue into the crash that we've seen over the last week or two, it actually can be a blessing in disguise for those of us who are living financially sovereign. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and also big shout out to NordVPN. Make sure to go to nordvpn.com/Jeb and sign up for a 2-year plan to protect yourself for the duration of the bull market. I hope you have all enjoyed today's video. Before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.